Hello everybody, Martin here, host of the Rangers Rabble Podcast. Reacting to yet another European defeat for Rangers, 2-1 defeat away at Ferencváros, and there might be some who disagree, but I don't really think we can complain. First half we were relatively competitive. We created a couple of chances, we scored a goal. We also conceded a goal, but second half, very, very little. Going forward, we were defending for most of that second half. You could argue that Ferencváros coming on gave us a little bit of impetus going forward, but all round poor. Really, really poor. The manager started the game with a kind of 3-4, 3-5-2, 3 type formation. With Aaron's playing as a sort of right wing back / right midfielder, Tav playing in the centre of defence. And I have to be honest, I thought Tav tonight was really poor. I thought he showed his age, he couldn't keep up, his passing was poor, not just his passing, most players' passing tonight was really, really poor, if we're being honest. But like I say, in that first half we competed. Ferencváros still had most of the ball. They had the most shots. I think we had the most shots on target. And we get a goal through a kind of a cross into the box for Aaron's. It falls to the feet of Danilo. Danilo tries to kind of scuff it towards goal. It breaks towards Miovski, and Miovski does this kind of sort of scissor kick thing and puts it in the back of the net. Everybody assuming that it's going to be offside because it looked offside, and then of course on replay he's dead on line with the last defender. And that is what Bojan Miovski brings to this Rangers team. He brings that clinical edge in front of goal that we severely, severely lack. And obviously we now have that worry with Miovski going off injured. We don't know how long that's going to be. We don't know how long that's going to be for. Another muscle injury at the football club, which we've got so many injuries that seem to be going the same way right now. So we'll need to wait and see, we'll need to wait and hear from the manager about just how bad that muscle injury is going to be for Miovski. Hopefully it doesn't keep him out for too long, because you're looking at this Rangers team and you're thinking to yourself, who's going to score the goals if not Bojan Miovski? Because I don't see anybody else right now in this Rangers team stepping up and helping out. I thought Gassama on the left was really poor, taking on his man. I think, and people all know that I'm extremely biased, I think Ferencváros showed him up a little bit in the small amount of time that he was on the park. Finlay was trying to take the right back on, he was getting some good crosses into the box, he was creating chances that there was simply nobody there to take advantage of. Absolutely nobody there to take advantage of. Gassama clearly angry when he went off. I think it was the pass before Conor Barron sent it to him. It wasn't a great pass, and I don't think he could really let that go. On Conor Barron tonight, not his best game, not his worst, but not his best. I think he was out-muscled, I think he was out-powered a lot in the middle of the park tonight. I don't think he was helped much by Nico Raskin. I don't think they really helped each other. I don't think that worked. In the middle of the park, we were constantly overran in the middle of the park. We had no control in that area whatsoever. I think I'll come back to Giga and Fernandez in a wee second. What frustrated me a lot tonight actually was Max Aarons and his inability to go into a challenge, go into a 50-50. I felt as if he ducked out of challenges quite a lot. A couple of times put us in a bit of danger with the fact that he wouldn't go right through with a challenge, the way that the Ferencváros players, they were all in. They were absolutely all in, every single one of them, and we just really didn't have that. Migoma on the other side, quiet, saved us a couple of times. One where Ferencváros breaking, he runs the length of the pitch and he manages to deal with the situation. Ferencváros obviously get their goal in the final seconds of 5 minutes of added time at the end of that first half. And it's decent play by them, but it's extremely poor defending by us. It's a 1-2, ball's cut back to the edge of the box. It's a side foot finish, takes a deflection off Giga. Jack Butland can't really do anything about it, but it just goes to show where our sort of main weaknesses lie, and it is defending our box. We are hopeless at it. absolutely hopeless at it. And in the second half, I mean, it was pretty much one-way traffic in the second half, especially for the first 20-25 minutes. It was all Ferencváros. We really struggled to get out. And then not only that, when we got the ball, and this wasn't just the second half, this was also the first half, when we got the ball, we couldn't do anything with it. We couldn't keep the ball. We couldn't pass the ball. We couldn't hold onto the ball for a couple of minutes to try and calm down the attacks. We were constantly giving the ball away. There was no hold-up play in the middle of the park. The wingers, or wide midfielders, if you want to call them that, weren't coming into the game. Miovski was isolated. Obviously, as I mentioned, he then goes off with what looks like a pretty bad injury. I hope it's not, but it does look like it. And we had absolutely no control over the game whatsoever. And then Ferencváros' second goal, I mean, it's a cross into the box, and folks, I've got no idea. And maybe one of you in the comments can explain to me what Fernandes is doing. As Otvas comes in at the back post, Fernandes is giving it a bit of this, no clue where he is, doesn't know what's happening, and then all of a sudden it's 2-1, Ferencváros. And as soon as that goal goes in, you know yourself, we've had a horrendous Europa League campaign. As soon as that goal goes in, you know it's game over. Obviously, Finlay Curtis comes on, somebody who I've been screaming to get into the Rangers first team for a while now. He comes on. Passing not so great. First touch not really that up to scratch for a boy who's had virtually no minutes. But when he gets the ball at his feet and he runs at defenders, like I said earlier, he's done more than the majority of the players on the park. In an attacking sense, he's done more than everybody bar Miovski, and that's only because Miovski scored a goal. Out with that, we had nothing really going forward, to be brutally honest with you. Asgard comes on and has no effect on the game whatsoever. Absolutely no effect. None. So January can't come quick enough. Let's all be honest about it. January cannot come quick enough. The deficiencies in this team have been shown again. We played a lot better in the first half than what we have in Europe this season. So if that's something that you want to hold on to, that's maybe something that we can. But second half again just showed the difference in levels, and Kevin Thelwell has got a lot to answer for with regards to the position that he's put this football club in, with the transfers that he's made. Him and Russell Martin have made a total and utter balls up of this team, of this club. We are nowhere near what we were even last season in terms of quality, in terms of individual players in positions, in terms of individual players moving and creating space and creating chances and actually looking to go on and win games. When you come up against a decent European opposition, and that's what Ferencváros were, decent European opposition. Not great, not spectacular, decent, and we can't compete. We really, really can't compete. A Rangers team of 2 years ago, I think, wins tonight quite comfortably, if I'm being brutally honest, because that was not a fantastic side that we faced. But yet again, it's a loss. It's another loss. That is the European dream completely over. Done. We move on now. We rest players in European games. We take the defeats that are going to come, because we can't win with what's perceived as our best players. And if you can't win with what's perceived as your best players, how can you win with a rotated squad? So it'll be interesting to see what Danny Rowe's take is on the game tonight, what he comes out and says. But folks, it's another defeat in Europe, and we've just got to take it and move on and look forward to Hibs on Monday, and hopefully a better performance. If I could just ask folks, if you can like, share and subscribe, that would be greatly appreciated. It really does help the channel out. And if you want to come and join us, probably right now, we're probably still live right now over on the membership channel with full match reaction as part of our match day coverage. And you can sign up now for £1.99 per month, which gives you access to loads and loads of extra content. You can come over right now and join us on the reaction, have your say on what you thought of tonight's games. Join us for the matchday coverage on Monday night that we'll be doing. But yeah, horrible night for Rangers. We've said that a lot in Europe, and it's not changed, folks. So thank you very much for tuning into this reaction. Thank you very much for all the support that you guys give us out there. And yeah, we'll speak very, very soon.